and welcome to sunny DeLand, Florida. We have ourselves another Hatter women's soccer games about to kick off here. I'm Joseph Ashley. Glad you could join us tonight as the Stetson Hatters will be taking on the Lady Ospreys of North Florida. As you see, North Florida kicking it off there. Quick play back to Ashley Wise, and Stetson trying to take control, but the Ospreys are pushing forward. Kicked out to the side, that's number 4. Check that, that's number 2, Jillian Therian, as she's trying to control it in the middle, but she turns it over and it gives way briefly to the Ospreys. But now they got a little bit room to move as they're pushing forward there. Leah Alexander trying to push that one out of bounds. It's deemed she's pushed in the back for a foul and a free kick inside the box there to give a free kick to the Hatters there. Got a bit late start today. 6 p.m. on a Sunday, but what I'm actually referring to is a broadcast. We were fixing a bit of technical difficulties on the live stats side, but that should be up and functional for you all now at home if you're following along there and here on YouTube. That clearance is played downfield, possibly leading to an Osprey's chances. Sydney McKee kind of shuffles over it and plays it apparently off an Osprey there for a Stetson throw-in. We'll try to go over the starting lineups here while we got a chance, hopefully without too much happening on the field. For Stetson, you've got Wise in goal. Jillian Therian is, instead of a forward position, she's in the back or midfield. She's on the near side here for the camera. Right now, that's Chloe Washington with it, trying to get through, and she's tripped up, and the clock stopped. That's probably going to turn into a yellow card here. That's Thurston. Thurston for North Florida receives that yellow there.
University of North Florida yellow card has been received number 6. Thurston.
If you could hear that voice over our PA here, that's George Woodill on the PA. We'll be hearing his voice throughout the night here, calling off the subs, the fouls, and the corner kicks here. Not all the fouls, but the cards especially he'll be calling off for us. But that's Thurston for North Florida picking up that yellow fairly early going. We'll see what the Hatters here can do with it. Got a couple players lined up over the ball. Cross is sent in, headed away. Struble trying to come up with it, but she cannot. That's number 30, that's Daly. She's trying to find an Osprey down the sideline there, but Sabrina Kamana takes that one away. Tries to play Arve, but she loses it in the midfield now, and the Ospreys are trying to go the other way and maybe got a chance here. Collision there. Wise takes the worst of it. That ball was played forward.
2 cards already.
I couldn't hear the whistle, but apparently it went off. We're going to have some trainers out here for Ashley Wise, just kind of a word math problem here of a train leaving Chicago and a train leaving New York colliding. But hopefully both players come out of this all right. We're still in the early going though. Scoreless game, just about 2 minutes, 15 seconds in. She's moving around at least. That's good there. She looked like, at least from my vantage point, she was trying to slide to the side and kind of bring the ball into her stomach and cover herself up. And unfortunately, that's the offensive player is also going for the ball. Well, and just collisions occur. That's the nature of this sport. They say it all the time. It's a contact sport. It's not supposed to be a collision sport, but definitely a contact sport. As for right now, the Hatters have Sarah Grimmett warming up on the sideline with Coach Lucas Zitcher there. We're going to step away for a few minutes here until they can handle this injury on the field. we welcome you back to DeLand. Sarah Grimmett will take over in goal, as you just heard George Woodall announce, and that free kick puts us back into play. Massey tries to flip in the long air, but can't quite wind up and find Maggie Struble there, and that clearance is deemed to hit off the hands and giving the Ospreys a free kick. Now the Ospreys have it down the right-hand side. If they can save that, keep it in. They've tried to keep it in, but a clearance kind of ends that chance, but gives the Ospreys a throw as they're trying to push forward here. Ball bouncing free around there, but the Ospreys briefly had possession there till a series of passes gives it to Therian. Jillian tries to pass it inside, but the deflection gives it right back to the Ospreys in that final third as Kamana can't do anything with it and just sends it into the stands. But a couple more players here. That's number 6. That's Grant. Check that. That's Thurston, excuse me. Number 2, Grant, would be on that far side. As Kamana gathers it to throw it in. She tries to go up for Arve, but it kind of deflects around, but Arve eventually comes up with it, but she has it taken away from her. As number 23, Lynch, took it away for the Lady Ospreys. And we're getting a little wind, as you can hear in our crowd mic. It's suspended down below me, just hanging, so it'll pick up everything. But the Ospreys have it here in the box trying to make a chance. Carve out a solid scoring chance, but a clearance gives Arve, and she got some grass ahead of her. She was trying to find Washington, and Washington got a touch to it, but couldn't really do much with it. That's Alexander and Massey there trying to bring it under control as they just send it forward. Thurston again carrying the ball until she gets shielded off of it. Therian looking for Struble on that far side. Can't quite connect, but it drops nicely for Massey. Stetson can't really get their feet under themselves right now. But the Hatters will have a throw as the ref admonishes the throw-in people there, trying to keep her from walking forward too much there. Massey playing it forward. Kind of a loose ball there. North Florida punches it forward, but it just lands at Massey's feet again. They're trying to find Therian on the wing, but she doesn't quite have the speed to keep that one in. It is a fast roller, and she was doing well to try to keep up with it. Ran out of real estate. That's Jones with the throw-in for the Ospreys. They're sending it forward, trying to find number 12 on the sideline. That's Data. They've liked this this right-hand side so far for the attack. Throw in there as Jones surveys the field. She'll send it crossways. A little bit backwards there. Washington trying to catch up with it, couldn't quite do it. Alexander kind of knocks it forward there, and Arve comes up with it. Back to Massey. She finds Struble and a bit of a foot race, but kept in play for now. And the Ospreys have a bit of possession here, although it's being knocked around there in the midfield as both teams are trying to establish something in the early going here. We're still scoreless in the land here, but we're not that far into it. We're about 6 minutes into the full 90 they'll play. We got beautiful weather and a nice group of fans out here for this final game for the Hatters this weekend in all competitions. We've had a bundle of athletic competitions this weekend, with women's soccer actually starting the weekend on Thursday, where they beat Jacksonville by a score of 4-3 with a plethora of goals in the second half. They had 3 in the first and 4 in the second for 7 total. The final one scored with 51 seconds, I believe, on the clock. Might have been 58. They're playing along the sideline there. Teams look like they were letting it go just because they thought it was going to go out. Eventually, Washington tried to find Theory in there. They couldn't quite do it, and now Kamana's in a foot race to get back and defend. I believe that was a shot attempt there that just momentum carried her, and she couldn't quite get her foot behind the ball. But that'll go out for a goal kick, and Grimmett will take shots like that all night if they come, but I don't think that's North Florida's plan tonight. But not bad for an attack. Can't ask much more. You want a shot on target, but you went down there, you got a quick attack and a shot from it. As Grimmett sends it back into play, and that's Data again down there as she plays it forward there. North Florida's got a nice little set of passes going as they're making their way into the attacking third, but a mistouch there. She was trying to make her way around Therian and just skipped off the outside of her foot for a Hatter throw. Once again, scoreless game. Just about 9 minutes in now. We're here on the Stetson University campus at the Athletic Training Center in DeLand, Florida. We have Ian on approach for Wirtz, but that's a couple days out, so we'll play the 490 there. That's Chloe Washington that's got her shot blocked but maintained possession. That was 22, Siasi with the block there. Then number 2, Grant gets in with a block. Give the Hatters a throw, but prevent a chance. Both offenses trying to find a rhythm, but the defense is trying not to allow it in the early going. If you have to give a tip of the hat, it's for... Oh my, I was going to say North Florida looked like they had to run a play, but not now as Leah Alexander finds the net. I'm not sure if that was an intended shot or not, but Leah Alexander put that one away. I thought it was a cross at first just because I couldn't tell with the depth, but the Hatters are on the scoreboard. It's 1-0 now. I think Leah Alexander will take that all day long. I thought it was supposed to look for somebody going.
Leah Alexander.
Didn't want to interrupt George Woodhill there, but UNF's attacking right off the break. That's Data down the sideline here.
Alexander.
She tried to hesitate on the cross, and apparently Kamana touched that one out. So we'll have a corner kick for UNF. It's a good response. If you give up a goal, you want to go down there and you immediately want to make the best opportunity develop off the kickoff, and that looks like what North Florida did. But Lee Alexander has started this one off and got Stetson on the scoreboard early. I'm not certain. That looks like 18 taking the kick there. I'll have to check on that, though. That would be Bond if that was the case. There's our goal scorer, Alexander. That was indeed Bond on that, and she's back to it and crossing it in. Grimmett with a save there. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be an inside cross either, but that was on target, and Grimmett just palmed it away for a corner. As now North Florida has put on more pressure, getting back-to-back corners with a shot in between. I think that's 18, Bond as well, taking it from this side, this time an in-swinger. Good run there. I'll have to see who had that. There was an open run. The player got a body part to it. I believe that was number 30, Daly, who got the either the chest or possibly the head to it, but couldn't quite turn it on goal. It was a good low cross there, and if you get that on frame, that's a tough one to keep out. Grimmett with the goal kick there. Data with the header to send it forward. But Stetson trying to retain a little bit of possession, but they can't just seem to connect right now. But Stetson with the most important stat of the game, the measuring stat of the game, Leah Alexander with a goal that just arced in from that far right side down there near that corner flag. She sent it in. I thought it was a cross till it came off the back post and went in. May have actually intended to be a cross, but she'll take the goal all day long, and so will the Hatters for that 1-0 lead. We're 12 minutes played, 12 and change. We are 35-47 to go in the first half here at the ATC for this A-Sun matchup. I'm Joseph Ashley, and I'm glad you could join me here on Hatter Vision Productions YouTube channel as we have our first sub for the night for Stetson. That's Maggie Struble coming off. Kylie Overstreet on to replace her. Overstreet played a lot in that Thursday matchup with Jacksonville U. But right now, North Florida seems to have come out, and the record doesn't show favorably on it, but coming in, Chris Bergman made to say what kind of a threat this North Florida team was, as that's Data taking a few touches in the box, then 19. That's Jones. She sends it toward goal. Both the Hatter goalkeepers that have got a lot of minutes this year, Ashley Wise, who started the game, and Sarah Grimmett that have come in to replace Wise after the collision in the early going, they're both 5'5". So if you can get a shot towards that crossbar to sneak under it, there's a good chance it gets in, unless they manage to time the jumps just right, and I think that's what Jones was trying just now. The Hatters aren't a free kick there. It wasn't a particularly hard foul, but two hands pressed on the back. Ref sees that when it's right there in front of him. He's going to give that call more often than not. Kylie Thielen lines up over this free kick. I don't think she'll try to send it on goal, although she did get a big leg behind it. Therian trying to bring it under control, eventually does. Sends it wide. That's our fresh substitution. That's Overstreet with it. Sends it in, but deflecting around the box. Washington with a shot that's blocked and sent out, but Leah Alexander steps up to keep the pressure on, and Grant can do nothing with it but put it out for a throw. As Stetson makes another sub here.
33. 4. Entering for your Hatters. 23, Avery. 5.
That's starting goalkeeper Ashley Wise's sister, Avery, has come in at 33. She'll take that left back position in a straight swap with Sabrina Kamana. As the ball gets thrown in and restarted out there as Thurston sends it out for a throw. Washington trying to take advantage of that, but the defense prevents it, but at the cost of a corner kick. As now you see the long trods over. That's Hannah Arve, number 26, going over there to take it. We'll see what the Hatters can do with this corner kick. Their first corner kick of the game. There's the signal. Arve moves, sent in an outswinger, but inside the 6-yard box. A good header springs the Ospreys, though, as Chloe Washington gets some ball, takes down the offensive player, but with enough ball to where the ref says play on, as Washington carries down for that corner again. She's kicking it out, trying to find a way to cross in there or get a shot on goal, and she just eventually opts to play it off Grant for a throw. Once again, we're 1-0 game. Hatters in the lead. Just past the 29-minute mark on the countdown clock, so that would be the 16th minute played, going into the 17th. As Stetson gives away her Check that, Stetson gives away a throw-in. The Ospreys take possession of the ball. It's a little back and forth play. They try to send it out, but Peyton Massey's head sends that back forward. I was going to say eventually settled by the Ospreys, but Hannah Arve coming up from behind and sneaking that one free as Stetson's putting together a few passes here as Wise tries to send it up for Therian, who gets a touch to it but can't quite bring it down before the defense sends it out of bounds. That's Jones, the right back for the Ospreys. UNF's right back sent that one out as that throw just goes a little bit over a leg as Data's in the area, Jones is in the area. And they carry it free. Jones gets it free down there as Data knows she doesn't quite have the leg, but she tries to pressure Grimmett a bit as she sends it up for Therian. But Jones once again on the spot there trying to play it forward. Flag stays down. Data sends it in, but it kind of skipped off the outside of her foot and goes out for a goal kick. That wind you're hearing, well, at least if it's blowing the same directions as the flags on the south side of the field there, is coming out of the east, blowing to the west. We got a bit of overcast in the sky here, but mostly white clouds. We don't have the major storms to worry about here for at least a couple days. We're located here in central Florida as opposed to being out on the coast, so may lose some steam by the time it plays us as the Ospreys get called for a handball there, and the Hatters will have a free kick. I believe that was Hartman with the handball there. Just kind of bounced up, and she's trying to keep her balance as it bounced up and knocked into that outstretched hand.
Right here? The one right there, right outside.
Just a weird way this ball seems to bounce. That's Kylie Thielen sending it in as Therian tries to flick it along. Overstreet can't quite connect with it as it looked like she was trying to side foot it and just smack it toward goal. As now the Ospreys are trying to break. Bit too rough from Brett Hauer there. And that free kick is taken quick by the Ospreys, trying to catch the Hatters sleeping, but the offside flag puts an end to that. Good idea from the free kick to try to play it fast and catch her behind the defense. Looked like it was initially successful, but when you're that open down there, sometimes it's because you're in an offside position. Good idea, just didn't quite turn out for them, and free kick for the Hatters. So Grimmett looks like she's fixing her socks there. Maybe waiting for the for some instruction there, but it also looked like the referee was over there talking to the UNF head coach there. I have yet to see a coach fully agree with an offside call when it goes against his team, so he's up there trying to get his team the benefit of a doubt on the next time around. As here come the Ospreys again, but Sydney McKee's head kind of slows that one down, but the Ospreys maintain possession. That's Daly with it, and forced out of bounds for the Ospreys throw, and they wanted to go quick, but that substitution wants to come on as well, so they'll slow things down.
Game number 4, Avery Raven. Jersey Data.
That Data makes way for number 4. That's escaping my sheets here in front of me. Also, it's yep, and Place comes on to take that up front spot. Chloe Washington will get a break here. But also, it's that number 4 there, if we can see it on the bottom of our camera there, looks suspiciously like a number 9 there. It's just the font, though. North Florida with their unique font there. as they try to play down that left side that Jersey Data just vacated there. They like attacking down that left. They've played to the right as well, don't get me wrong there, but the majority of their attacks, at least in my memory, seem to come from this near side. Now the Hatters trying to put something together as goal scorer Leah Alexander carries it forward. Believe she was trying to find Georgia Place there. The defender's knee stops that one, gives the Hatters a throw. They'll keep it down there. We'll see what they can do. That substitution, by the way, number 4 was Avery Walraven. Coming in for the Ospreys there and taking the place on this. It would be the left defending side, the near side for you viewers at home, or the right attacking side, which I have mistakenly called the left because it was the Hatter defensive side. Similar call to the free kick earlier coming off of, I believe it was a goal kick where it was 2 hands on the back. Not much of a foul, but enough to merit a whistle. I believe this one's just being called evenly, and the Ospreys are benefiting this time around as they send it forward. Can't quite be corralled yet as that loose ball goes around. Carried forward there, but a misplay gives it right back to the Ospreys. Now over the top of Peyton Massey will shield this one. I believe she was initially thinking letting that go over the end line there for a goal kick, but didn't quite have the pace, so just had to turn around, put a foot to it, send it over the line. Give the Ospreys a throw rather than a runner. They'll put it back in play and get it started here. It's 1-0 Hatters here. Leah Alexander wants to shield her, take that one out of bounds. It looked like it was stopping there, and a little kick behind the goal out of a bit of frustration there as she was trying to get around to play the ball. Anyone who's played forward can understand that frustration there. You get a defender trying to do their job and prevent you from getting in there and getting around it. But we got 3 subs kind of standing by the sideline, 2 for the Hatters, 1 for the Ospreys here. So next time that ball travels over the end line for a throw, a goal kick, a corner, anything, we should see 3 subs here. Now a 4th walking up for UNF. Kylie Overstreet there, coming down with it. Back to Massey, cross into the box, looking for place, but good defense prevents that cross from reaching the destination. Now the Ospreys are coming out with it. So they're sending it over the top, trying to connect to it. But that one's tapped back to Grimmett. Almost said Wise there just because how the game started, and she sends it clear. Flipped on, and Thielen sends it forward. That ball bounces free there. That's Thurston going to be the first to it, and she's not under a lot of pressure till she turns it up, tries to bring it upfield. And a little triangle pairs of passes, puts it back into Thea Thurston before she sends it forward. That's over top of Wise into Thielen. Thielen with some pressure, but she taps it back to Grimmett, who got a little bit under it. Went for Brett Howard. Brett Howard trying to flip it back, but missed it with the back of her head. Now North Florida within the final third, seeing how they can culminate this attack. Cross comes in. Massey with a head to it. Second ball. Fought for, but Arve kicks it out. That bounces, a good bounce for Therian. Into Brett Howard. She can't do anything with it. Turns it back over to North Florida. Going out wide again. And North Florida earns the free kick when Therian, she's deemed to be a little bit too rough there from a very dangerous spot. And all 11 Hatters now line up at the back. Georgia Place normally be that outlet they're looking for up top. She's back. She's part of the wall. Therion's there too. And Harvey's your third member of the wall as Grimmett kind of coaches them into position. Sydney McKee out there barking orders to get forward. And it's in the nets. Ospreys have tied it up here with 18:58 left in the first half. The Ospreys are now on the board too. The subs will be coming in, so Georgia's going to have a handful there calling off the goals, the assist, and the subs. Harvey and Therion come off for the Hatters. Padilla and can't quite see that last number there who came on for the Hatters. Still waiting on a clarification just to make certain who we have the goal scoring and the assist right before we announce it here. Crowd is actually drowning out our PA, so it's tough for us to hear up here as well. But as for now, the Hatters look like they're trying to put together a response too, but the Ospreys take it back in the defensive third, and they're thinking counter. They just tied it up. They're wanting a lead. We'll see if Stetson can turn this around and get it back and take it down there and put more pressure on it. Massey plays it forward into a void. Brett Hauer comes up with it, plays to Annie Wysong. That was the other sub. As the ball starts and continues to bounce around. That UNF back line plays it forward. As Leah Alexander, the Hatter goal scorer, was forced to give up a penalty, and now fresh off of a set-piece goal for UNF, they earn another set piece in the Hatter final third, this time on that far sideline. The ref gets things lined up here. Make sure no one's violating any rules beforehand. There's the whistle for the free kick. Cross comes in. A little bit of heading there, McKee, but chance not dead. McKee with a blocked shot sends it out for a corner. Sydney McKee getting down there low, giving up body to make sure that shot didn't make it through the goal, but giving up a corner kick here for the visiting UNF Ospreys, who just tied the game at one apiece. We're at the Athletic Training Center in DeLand, Florida for this ASUN matchup, UNF and Stetson University. We are tied at one apiece, and we've played about 30 minutes so far. I'm Joseph Ashley, and I'm glad you could join us here on Hatter Vision tonight as this corner kick comes in. Low kick there. That's 22, Leah Alexander with the initial header. Then number 7, Gabby Padilla sending that out. But the Ospreys turn it quickly around, and they're down there at the 18 again before it's chipped out, and Place sends it wide. And the Hatters got a bit of room to work. Trying to look up for Annie Wysong, but just couldn't manage to get it through till now. Now Wysong has it, and the Hatters are starting to string together some passes. Put together some possession as they're in the midfield approaching that Osprey final third, but they're backing it out to regroup. That's McKee, sent it through a couple Osprey to Brett Hauer. Brett Hauer wide to Wise. Wise has some room to take it up. Cross towards middle, towards Place, but she couldn't quite get there in time. Defender goes down when Wise goes near, but they keep playing. So that ball goes for the sideline. Overstreet trying to send it forward off the defender, but ends up sending it out. See, Ospreys rotate positions. They send number 2 over there to throw it in, where she had rotated all the way to center back. That's Grant to throw it in. Place comes up with it though, trying to spin. And sent out immediately. And now we got more subs.
Coming out. 2. For the hats, it was 30.
That was Brianna Lombardi. That's not the nickname she has for the team. She likes to be called Nani, not to be confused with Nanny, the former Mexican international player. Nani made sure the emphasis on the A there was the UH sound, not the high A sound. As Alexander plays it forward and sends it up between Place and Nani. Alexander tries to get it back and draws the free kick from the foul. Not sure which one of the Ospreys are putting that on. She kind of got sandwiched there between the two of them. But this is definitely in range for Kylie Thielen to put it in the box and see if the Hatters can do anything with it. As she rotates to that outside back around, Leah Alexander will resume the defensive responsibilities to prevent a possible counterattack. But the Ospreys have all 11 behind the ball. Here comes the cross coming in. Ball's loose as the keeper can't handle it. Now, I believe that was Annie Wysong who was trying to put it over the crowd and just trying to slip it in there. Check that, I stand corrected. That was number 10. That was Brett Hauer trying to send it over the pack and into the goal, but it went out for a goal kick as we have a player slow to get up, and now the ref's signaling that in. 1-1 game, about 33 minutes played. I believe that's 12-12. No, check that. That's 13-12 on the clock left in the first half. We're at the Athletic Training Center in DeLand, Florida for this ASUN conference matchup. UNF entered this afternoon at a 0-2 conference mark to the Hatters, who are 2-0-1. So UNF, they've struggled this season a bit, but nothing cures struggling like a win on the road. That's what they want, but the Hatters want all 3 points too. We'll see what happens this evening. But for now, because this extended period where teams are taking their water breaks and we still have a player injured on the field, we're going to step away for just a couple minutes here till the action resumes.
We have substitution entering the game, number 7. Jessica Campion. Releasing Amanda Hartman.
We're back underway here as the goalkeeper there, that's Millie Cano there, sends that ball forward. That ball is out of play there before that kick makes it all the way back there to Grimmett, and this will be a throw-in, which Alexander takes immediately. I was wondering when the whistle is coming. Not allowed to have two balls on the field at once there. It's immediate stoppage in play, and they'll take it back for the throw-in, make her take it again. She throws it into Wysong there. Wysong trying to stay up. She spins outside, sends it downfield. But maybe a misplay by Nani there, trying to keep it in and possibly find Georgia Place up front, but can't quite connect to her. McKee comes over the top, plays it for Wysong. Now Brett Hauer sends it force, and Padilla's on her horse running down the corner. She's going to win that race. Padilla in the corner with it for the Hatters. She drops it back. That's Brett Hauer with the turn there, allowing the defense to overrun. Back to Massey. Over there in the corner to Nani. She was trying to pick someone out of the middle but couldn't get it to her. Wysong fighting and jockeying for it, eventually coming out of it, still keeping it. Feet tangled up there. Players don't like that, but it is indeed an infraction, and that will lead to a free kick there. Daly was not happy about it, but the feet did indeed tangle, and as our head official here points where he wants the ball spotted. Kylie Thielen here, seeing if she can recreate some of that magic from Thursday, send a nice in-swinger in with her right foot. See if somebody can get ahead to it. Low cross. I stand corrected on the head. Nani with a shot that gets blocked, and that gets sent back out to Alexander, who traps it, but it falls for UNF, and they'll say it's off Alexander last and throw it, but the defense has time to recover, and the counterattack is essentially over. They'll just have to build an attack at this point. But they're sending it wide, and the build is indeed continuing. This is Daly on the left side, her right side, check that, excuse me here. She sends it inside. Shot that gets blocked, and it ends up back at the feet of Daly, who spins, plays a low pass there that gets looped out of bounds. Georgia Place trying to run it down, but Thurston wins the race for the Ospreys. She comes up, sends it wide. Brett Hauer has it skip off the back of her head, still in the Hatter box, but Thielen with a couple of soft touches does it, and then Wysong has it on the release. Wysong looking for Nani, but a little too much pace is going to take that over the end line. Thrown back into play and kind of juggled around the midfield. Bit of a high foot, but wasn't deemed dangerous play. As Brett Hauer bumps that Osprey here and gives them a free kick as they'll come and set up for it. Hatters putting all 11 behind the ball. Free kick taken, high cross sent into the box. McKee with a header to it, and the shot. Can't really find a target there. That was Walraven again, the early substitute for the Ospreys, just trying to send it toward net and couldn't quite find it there with power. Grimmett sets up for the goal kick, though, to send us back into play. Ball in the air. Massey goes up for it, but can't really win it, but Wise comes down with it. She's trying to find Padilla down the sideline. Bit too much for her. The Ospreys will throw it back in. That's House there, threw it in. Wise loses it in her feet. It goes out of bounds. Can't really judge her for that. I've lost the remote control in my hand before. It's an athletic game, and that ball tends to bounce funny when you're out there. Ospreys sending a cross in. Pretty good one, but McKee sends it out. Padilla with the box out as it goes wide. A good play by House. She plays it off Padilla again and keeps possession with the throw. They're putting pressure on this Hatter defense here as Wise runs up to play it, then doesn't touch it as it goes and goes over that end line. Good shielding from Avery Wise there, earns the goal kick. Give Hatters possession again as we have a sub.
Entering the game, number 11.
Hannah Farmer comes on for the first time tonight for the Ospreys here as we are 7 minutes, 47 seconds from halftime in a 1-1 game. Hatters opened the scoring with a very outside shot from Leah Alexander that looked like a cross but found its way into the back of the net. The Ospreys answered on a free kick as there was a free header in the box, but that's not what the Hatters are thinking right now as Padilla carries it forward and they try to pile up the offense forward. That's over to Nani. Nani plays it once in the air. It bounces free. She's still trying to fight with a couple Ospreys with it. Eventually it comes out to Massey. Massey takes a shot as she connects with the ball when another foot connects with the ball. She's up with a little bit of limp, but she'll probably run that one off. So it gets played forward there. That still looks in a little bit of discomfort there, but she's playing through it. Brett Hauer on the coverage right here as the Ospreys are coming forward. They're playing it unlocked. There's some space out there. And a good offensive series for the Ospreys. That's Siasi came back from her backline position as a pair of subs come on.
13, keeping Slattery.
Subs make their way on.
For Kendall Birmingham.
Kendall Brittingham makes her way on. And I believe that's the first time I've seen her come back from injury and play. One of my previous jobs employs Kendall Brittingham's sister. She is now a coach at the South Alabama Jaguar women's soccer program. But she makes her way on to the pitch for the contest here as the Ospreys are taking it to the Hatters right now on the run of play. The scoreboard remains 1-1, but the Ospreys look dangerous coming forward. Hatters seeing if they can put that momentum to a stop and gather their own. A whistle and a free kick will certainly help that, as that's what has happened. Brittingham, the recently entered Hatter, draws the foul and gets the free kick as they send numbers forward. There's a one-woman wall out there just about 10 yards away as Thielen sends this one high in the air. It'll land in the goal box there. Headed clear, but straight to the feet of Annie Weissong. Sends it forward to Padilla. Padilla trying to carve her way through the defense, but can't quite do it, and the Ospreys are coming out. Wise putting an end to the attack, though. As a good bounce has kept it for Wise, and here comes Wise. Wise trying to play it through the feet of the defender there as Weissong tries to cover and then gives up the foul when she gets a handful of jersey, and that clock's going to stop. He's not reaching for a card, but he is now, excuse me, as 19 Annie Weissong gets carded for the jersey pull there.
Keep working, so you're doing great. Keep it up. Keep leading. Keep leading them.
That free kick comes in, headed to the ground by Brett Hauer. Wise with it and tries to send it over the top in between a couple defenders. Beats the first one, but not quite Thurston there as she sends it out. Georgia Place trying to get on the end of that for the Hatters. As it's sort of just being played long in the air, but towards that Hatter goal. Thielen was under a lot of pressure there, being bounced around by a couple different Ospreys. Grimmett puts it back into play here. Off the back of the head of Padilla, but sort of 50-50 now as the teams are playing it to each other. Padilla was trying to control it. It came off the top of her head, but it was off a hat or boot anyway and would have resulted in the same even if she'd missed it. But the Ospreys can't really do anything with it off the throw-in, and now it'll give Avery Wise a chance to throw it in and see if the Hatters can build from that. She throws it down. That's flipped on by Padilla there. It lands at the feet of Georgia Place, but she has 3 Ospreys all around her. She has to play back to Wise, who sends it centrally to Brett Hauer. Up to Wysong. Wysong turns with it. Wysong's got to be a little more careful here. She had the hand extended there to try to create some space there right in front of the ref if she's sitting on a yellow. Back to McKee, though, trying to play it forward to Nani. Couldn't quite hang on to her there, and it's in a bit of a crowd as the Ospreys come up with it, and they're trying to build now. Daly up front there, carrying it, sends it back to the back line. Sent forward and out wide to the left, and there's a lot of space there, but a missed touch, and Brittingham sends it out for a throw. That was near that flag, but that was within the field of play, so that'll just be a deep throw in. Ball comes in there. Little one touch and trying to send it centrally. Wysong's waiting for it. Goes off the side of her head, but only as far as the midfield line of defense. Sent out again. Nani trying to run onto it. Tries to play Place, but Place was thinking the wrong thing. Wrong thing is Nani in that case. Place was going wide when Nani tried to play her centrally. Now the Ospreys have it again. Thurston carries, but can't really make any headway. Sends it back there. Back up to Daly. Wysong's trying to catch her. Daly plays it forward, but starts bouncing on feet as the Ospreys recover. Sent out wide to the left there and crossed back in. Free in the box. Shot is immediately blocked as Thielen gets down there and prevents it from going on goal. Padilla coming out with it. Plays it off a defender. Had her throw. We are about down to our final minute. Still 1-1 here in the first half. There's George Woodill announcing we've got 1 minute left in the half. He'll do a little 10-second countdown here once we get to the appropriate numbers. As the crowd was trying to toss that ball to Avery Wise, about said Ashley Wise there, her sister. The Hatters can't do anything with the throw, and it'll get sent back down there. We're down to 30 seconds left here in the first half. Thielen trying to get rid of it, but it's pinned in by a pair of Ospreys as there's wrestling both ways on that one, and Thielen gets the call. We'll see if we do a reset here for the clock. It's the North Florida traveling crowd wanting the clock to stop, which it's in the control of that man on the middle of a pitch, but normally when you do have a foul this late in the half, they will stop the clock. So he may actually do a reset, as we have a 10-on-11 scenario. 9 if you take out the kicker from North Florida, but everyone's up but the keeper here. As that cross comes in, McKee gets ahead to it, sends it out. And that final shot there from Thurston gets blocked, and we are deadlocked at the half. We have a 1-1 game here at the half. Hatters scored first, UNF with the equalizer a few minutes later. We're going to put a little pause on, give you all 15 to recover while we take 15 to recover here, and we'll see you on the second half. kick it away. Hatters kick it away, and the second half's underway here. I'm Joseph Ashley, and if you're still here, welcome back to the ATC here in DeLand, Florida, as the sun has begun to set. We still have some natural daylight here for our final 45 minutes of soccer this afternoon. We're at a 1-1 game, just fresh into the second half here. Hatters scored to open up play. Then the UNF Ospreys answered with a free kick goal. Hatters' goal was scored by Leah Alexander. She had a cross from the far side of the field that just seemed to twist in and find that back post. I'm not certain if she was trying to shoot it in, but it went in, and she'll take the goal for certain. Now, Hatters at that point took a 1-0 lead. UNF bounced back about 15 minutes later after Siasi put away a goal there. It was off a free kick. Aaron Jones was the free kick taker on that one. As we see Annie Wysong here dispossess the Ospreys there. Hatters trying to enjoy a little bit of control as Thielen sends it to Therian. Or excuse me, check that. That's 4, not 2. That's Brittingham as she plays it down the sideline. That's Struble with it. Struble down there towards the end line. They're saying it went off Struble last there. It looked like she played off the Osprey. Maybe she got another touch after that it bounced off that defender. Regardless, it results in a UNF goal kick as they'll try to do something with it, build possession out of the back, or possibly try to play it over the top here. Kick comes forward. Nice attempt to keep it in there, but just a little over the line as Fekini tried to head that ball, keep it in play. Brittingham tries to throw it in here, and she does. Struble gets a touch, but Ospreys come up with possession. That's over Brittingham's head as she was trying to play it there as far up as she could, just an inch under it. Cross comes in. Very dangerous cross. Still in the box, in fact. UNF coming up with possession. Defensive pressure, but trying to be turned away. Cross gets blocked, then cross over the top. Sent into the middle. A good start for the Ospreys here. That was Data there with the shot that got knocked out of bounds there, and the Ospreys have a corner.
Corner kick.
Aaron Jones will run up to take this. She got the assist earlier on the free kick. As she sent that free kick into the box, and it got redirected into goal for the equalizer there in the first half. Bit of a misplay as the ball bounced around the box, just went harmlessly behind. And the Hatters will get a goal kick here. Grimmett will hover over to it and play up forward as that cross goes in the air. Wise flicked it along there. Couldn't do anything with it. Out for a UNF throw as they put it back into play quickly, and ball's kind of bouncing around. Washington trying to get up on the end of this one. Can't quite come up with it. Struble up there in support as Brittingham was man marking, left the outside uncovered, but Struble was there to recover as the defense, and Hatters take their shape again. Wise and Overstreet try to play a little bit before the Ospreys kind of break up the momentum and send it out of bounds. This ball comes all the way back to McKee. McKee sandwiched by Ospreys and splits the needle. But pass is a little too sharp for Brittingham back there, and the Ospreys will set up in the final third. As that throw-in goes down towards the goal box, McKee shadowing. Ball comes out. The Ospreys looking for a cross or a through ball there, and they play in. Fekini. Fekini can't do much with it, though. Out for a goal kick. Grimmett back there to send the kick there. She waves the defense forward. Shoe leather to ball leather. It's in the air and sent forward. Brittingham was just, I think, trying to clear it forward, maybe to bust up some momentum there, but her leg, she just, after she kicks, gets run into and takes her down. Thielen just runs straight on this, tries to play up to Washington. Just trying to catch the UNF back line sleeping, and Washington maybe had a chance there, but if they were sleeping at all, they woke up fairly quick. But the Hatters have a throw-in in the UNF final third, and they'll see what they can do on the offensive end, and it gets cleared out for another throw. That's into the ATC parking lot. Wasn't a particularly hard-launched shot, but landed on a couple cars there. As UNF responds, and they got a counterattack cooking. They've sent it wide there. They're starting to pile numbers forward as the Hatters come back for defensive responsibility, but Overstreet with the takeaway. UNF almost had it back to push down in the Hatters' final third, but ran out of real estate on that far sideline this time. Hatters will throw it back into play. Wysong with it briefly before it's smashed forward. Headed clear. Ospreys win the second ball. That's Bond with it there as she plays it back to the back line before sending it forward again. Now it's out wide on that right-hand side. They attacked this right side effectively. It was near side first half, obviously far side for the flipped field. And they're still trying to attack on that right side. Thielen with the takeaway, though, the dispossession. Plays it forward, but it only makes it as far as the line in front of the back line. It may have actually been their back four there, but they're in position there for getting two of those members of the back four kicked up as the ball comes in the middle here. Still within a shot and goal from Daly. Gabby Daly with the goal. Puts UNF in front in this A-Sun matchup. 37:08 to go. 2-1 score to the Ospreys. The team from Jacksonville has come from behind to take the lead on the team from DeLand. As you can hear it now, there's quite a sizable contingent from Jacksonville here tonight. Hatters trying to regroup there. Ref being relatively courteous, letting them finish there. But Hatters taking a minute after that goal to kind of give a pep talk, see how they can react to this goal, being behind for the first time tonight. Massey there with the kickoff, and it's back underway, straight back to Thielen. Thielen over the top. Washington and Struble both in the area, but kind of split between them both. An overhead kick there from Fekeny, but played back in, deemed to have been out of bounds, and Brittingham will throw it in to get restarted. Second ball's kind of bouncing free as players keep playing them forward. Annie Wysong steps in front of the defense there, takes it away. Struble with it now. Kicked inside, but right for Massey, who has a bit of green there. She plays it forward, was looking for Struble, but the ref couldn't get out of the way quick enough there. They try to be fast on their feet, but they get surprised by some of the movements sometimes. That goes off them, and this won't be a free kick. This will be a drop ball here just because there was an advantage to the Hatters, and he should drop it and put it right back into play. But this is Thielen who's going to try to make it a free kick and does. Sends a cross over the top here. Still in the UNF boxes. Massey charges on it, can't do anything with it. Brittany Nam plays it forward, then the defense sends it out. Thielen played it with her head off the defender there and is trying to shield the ball out there. Defender came around her, but she's got a jersey full of Thielen and gets called stop clock. This is what Annie Weissong was carded for in the first half, and this is going to be another card the other way for number 30. They were physical with each other, and they let the physical play go until that jersey stretched out about a foot off of Kylie Thielen's back. And that's when the yellow card came out. The exact same yellow card went the other way earlier. It's a good official tonight, calling it right down the middle both ways. Thielen over this one, pounds this free kick, about 3 feet off the ground there. Can't connect with another Stetson player. It'll play back to Wise, who has time to think about it. She plays back to Grimmett, who's under pressure and has to boot it out immediately. Fell to Brett Hauer off the back of her head. Weissong back to Brett Hauer. Has a little bit of real estate. Squares it to Massey. Back to Brittingham. Played up front to Washington. She tries to get a toe on, take it under control, but doesn't, either misses it completely or not enough on it. One or the other. And the Ospreys are going the other way with it. This one's over the top as two Ospreys sandwich Brittingham there, but her header is true, and the Hatters have control as Struvel's got a bit of a run here trying to create real estate. Plays over the top to Washington, but good play by Millian Cano as she covers up on that one. Nice Hatters chance, but great positioning and awareness from the Osprey goalkeeper there to prevent a chance. And this is going to be right back to her as she puts a foot on it and makes Overstreet commit up there to force her to pick it up. A little bit of gamesmanship maneuver there, forcing the offense to press the issue. When you're ahead by one in a winning position, you waste time like that. Only a few seconds, but it's energy expended by the forward, and it's time wasted there. Which when you're winning is everything else. Is this? We have a bit of an attack forming here. That ball is going to fall nicely out there for Jones. We'll see what she can do with it. Plays it inside. I believe that was Wise with the dispossession there and then just immediately sent it out for a throw-in. Osprey's trying to turn and possibly add to their lead here. Shot and off frame. Grimmett with her eyes on it the whole time. This will be a substitution and a goal kick. 27, Kylie Overstreet departs, and Zoe Weinberger comes on. That's going to shift around the front of it as Weinberger likes playing that wing there. Or it might have been straight sub. I don't know how far forward Overstreet was playing tonight. Weinberger is a freshman, already tallied a goal on the season as she enters tonight. First time playing against the Ospreys here, her freshman year, and getting a couple touches to it already here, but overloaded with Ospreys there, and then she commits the foul, giving the free kick. Let's see what the Ospreys can do with this free kick. It's in the middle third, but it's very close to encroaching on the home team's final third. Cross comes in and well into the box. That was off McKee there, but not away, till Struble sends it out of bounds. She's a bit off screen there, but Grant throws it back into play. As there is a crowd of Osprey over there. They're trying to advance on goal. But that was Thielen, cleared it out. Thurston came down with it as Washington little upset with her touch there. I believe she was trying to spring Struble there, who had nothing but green grass ahead of her. Granted, half a field and green grass gives time for defenders to recover, and that was Washington had chased the play all the way back down there to that corner there after giving up the ball. Frustrated with herself, wanted to win it back, and that just happens there when you get competitive. Couldn't win it back cleanly, but she did enough defensively to where she had it in front of her and forced the opposition to foul her and give Stetson the possession. As Grimmett's out there to make the free kick. Brittingham has taken a knee over here on the near sideline, though, and she's going to depart. She was coming off of an injury now, and it's one of those things to where if she's being very cautious with her body, wants to immediately come out, even if she's feeling pretty good, this will be 22 Leah Alexander coming back on for her. I believe the ref called a handball there. Thought it was a throw-in because he had just signaled forward with a short sharp of the whistle there. So they'll bring it back out and they'll boot it back into play as opposed to throwing it. As he admonishes the offensive player there for moving a little bit too far forward with that free kick. She rolls it out now, and we'll see where she puts this cross in. 30-27 left to play, second half. Ospreys lead 2-1 here at the Athletic Training Center on the campus of Stetson University. Hatters scored first in the match, but the Ospreys have tallied two straight. One in the first half, about 16 minutes after the Hatters had scored. Leah Alexander tallying that goal for the Hatters. Then one here in the second. Siasi recorded the first goal for the Ospreys, while Daly tallied the second. And that's how our score stands right now, 2-1. Free kick put back into play, sent forward. No real pressure, but not really brought under control, at least until Bond brings it under control, plays it forward. Intercepted by Thielen, but only briefly before taken away by the Ospreys, excuse me. Ospreys starting to string up a few passes here in the midfield to push forward, create some gaps in the Stetson defense. A little bit of rough play there, but the ref says play on. Zoe Weinberger trying to take the ball and give it back to Stetson. As that through ball comes all the way through and is shielded out of bounds. A mix of light shoving there because the defender was in place, and it's just one of those annoying situations as a forward where you're trying to get around and playing it, but the defender has the leverage, the advantage. The call's going to go the defender's way about 95% of the time in that situation, and that leaves about 4.5% chance for a no call, which I believe the no call was the situation there. Wins the corner down there. She was winning down there. I didn't know if she was going to be able to do anything with that ball because of how fast they were approaching that in line, but she plays it off Struble and wins the corner. Now, unfortunately, due to the construction and the need for pillars here at the ATC, we just cannot get the camera around to see this corner kick. But right now, I believe that's Jones lining up over it. That's number 19 for the visiting Ospreys as the low cross came in. Had a runner on that, but cleared out. The Ospreys maintain possession before they send it back in. Corner awarded. They're saying Grimmett caught it and carried it out. She was deep back there. I don't have the best depth perception. It looked close. So we'll default to the assistant ref, who immediately signaled there, put his flag in the air, waved it around a little. And the Ospreys will line up for another corner. Cross comes in, low cross, can't beat the first defender there. She heads it out top of the box, but not out of trouble yet. Back to Grant. Grant on the ground, plays it to Hartman. Hartman had a bit of trouble there in the first half, went off injured. Glad to see she's back on there. As a bit of an update from Wise, I can't tell you a whole lot because she's across the field. Back and see, she is sitting down comfortably next to the coaches. I don't know how comfortably exactly, but she's conscious and breathing, still on the sideline, cheering on her teammates. She was part of that collision there in the opening minutes. And then the starting goalkeeper was taken off there for injury. And Grimmett has replaced her ever since, as the Ospreys win another corner kick. Hartman was in a similar collision there, obviously not the one that took Wise out, as both players were down when they collided there. It was a tense situation, but they seem to be in good spirits as this cross comes in. High corner kick headed toward goal, bouncing around. Goal kick given. As we have a Hatter sub. I think that's Arve coming back on. Weinberger departs. Hannah Arve re-enters.
26.
Grimmett lined up over the ball. The defense is sent forward about 40 yards at a minimum. Closest pair is Thieland and McKee as that ball gets played over the top. Ospreys have won the second ball, but they put it down there for Alexander, who plays it through. Arve just came on, but her legs are fresh, but she's not quite fast enough to make something happen with that through ball, as Washington will trot up and make the keeper pick it up. Washington, seasoned veteran, the junior forward, wasn't trying to charge at that, just trying to walk in quick enough to make that keeper pick it up and put it back into play. As I said before, veteran move there. You have the lead, let that time slip off the clock, as Struble here is trying to do something with it before the Ospreys take it away. Alexander stops that through ball but sends it right back to Daly, who did the initial pass to start with. Ospreys here creating a chance here. Nicole Grimmett for the foul as she was trying to dive to cover that ball with the defender in the way, and the Ospreys have earned themselves a penalty. So the Ospreys already up 2-1 with 23:40 left on the second half clock, and a 2-1 lead, have got themselves a penalty. This will be Fekeny, Ali Fekeny to take, number 31. As our head official talks with Sarah Grimmett about the foul she gave up that was whistled a penalty. Both the assistant ref and the ref were calling that one immediately. Assistant ref's flag went in the air. Ref's whistle went off immediately. Penalty given. Spot kick is stopped, and I stand corrected. That was not 31 who took that attempt. I believe that was 18, Caleb Bond took that attempt. And the ref saw something he did not like, and they will re-attempt this goal kick, or scratch that, penalty kick. The Hatters have kind of put themselves in trouble here, and also it's, I believe that was 18 took the penalty before. 18 is not covering the ball this time. I can't quite see a number because we have blonde hair hanging over this, but 18 is at the top of the circle outside the goal box. This may be 31. This might be Fekini. That is Fekini who converts from the spot. 3-1 Ospreys. And Fekini converts the corner, and Fekini will depart here for number 7. That's Jessica Kamkin coming in to replace Fekini, who gives the Ospreys a 2-goal lead. And the Hatters look dangerous here off the opening kick. Maybe they've got a response in them here as they bounce it around the offensive end. This is Arve with it. But Arve taken away briefly until she knocks it clear, but our new sub that just came on, Kamkin, recovers the ball, and the Ospreys are going forward again. Kamkin on here, fresh legs came on, shot on goal, saved by Grimmett. 21:15 left here at the ATC. 3-1, Ospreys lead. Punt came out, Wysong recovers, sends it out wide for Alexander. Alexander creating a little bit of space inside to Struble. Struble turns, plays it back to Brett Hauer. Brett Hauer has to one-touch it forward. Arve gets a touch on it too, but ball not under control as the Ospreys run onto it, and they have momentum and they are feeling it right now.
Yeah, that's rough.
And it's one of those things I mentioned at the beginning of our broadcast. It's Chris Bergman stressed to this team that the Ospreys are better than what their record indicates here. And they have clearly proven that tonight, regardless of outcome from this point. The 3-1 lead with 20 minutes to go. Kamkin with the cross in. Just a little bit too tall for Data on that right side. But Data still ended up with it and carries. Shots. I believe it was a shot, but a deflection took a lot of sting off that shot, and Grimmett recovers.
Keep working, Blue. Keep working, Blue.
Grimmett putting it back into play. As it bounces around the Osprey half of the field. Massey with a touch there as Kamkin trying to come up with it. Wysong and Alexander not on the same page as we have a slew of subs. Three subs for the Hatters, 2 subs for the Ospreys.
Substitution. 19 for UNF, number 14. Turns for.
Padilla, Therian. Were at least 2 of the subs there. I'm trying to spot the third one. Looks like it was Kamana there on that left back position. She also came back on. And now we have 2 more subs.
Entering for UNF.
16 for 24 for us.
McKee comes on, McKee departs.
Alexis Smith
comes on as the Hatters have to chase the game. They know they have to chase it at this point, down 2 goals. So McKee comes off, so the defense line clears for a midfield coming on. And a back 3, it looks like, with Brett Hauer, Thielen, and Kamana across the back. And they're going to try to push the other numbers forward. That's Therian gets the throw in there. The Ospreys looked for the throw in there, and everyone looked at the assistant, who left it up to the discretion of the center ref, who finally put his hand up for the Stetson throw. I was honestly uncertain myself why I didn't say anything at that point. It appeared to go off both feet at the same time, in which you just have to make a decision there. But here's a turnover here. Padilla with it, trying to find Washington. Washington running it down, but Thurston with a good seal out. And she sends it back forward. Massey trying to take it off of Daly there, but can't quite do it. And she sends it forward. Thielen heads it forward. Smith gets a touch on it to Kamana, who sends it up over the top. Thurston whiffs on the clearance. Washington trying to run onto it. Washington did bump the defender. They deem it was enough for the whistle. Free kick to UNF. .16:30 left to go, 3-1 game. UNF leading. Millian Cano puts it back into play. Off the head of Peyton Massey. Frustration starting to mount on the Stetson players. You can kind of start to see it. Down 3-1. No, they haven't had their best game, and the scoreline reflecting that. But see if they can turn it around. If not, get a goal, play a better last 15 minutes so they can use it as momentum going into the next match. Washington trying to get around there. Bit of tugging there. The assistant ref calling a foul on the jersey pole. Padilla wanted to go quick, but the defense just wasn't allowing that. Now they'll set up for the free kick as Kylie Thielen comes up. Padilla waving her off, wants Thielen in the middle. Thielen has a great leg there to send shots on goal, but she's also tall. And Padilla just kind of hinted at what the Hatters were hinting for. They, in the confusion, they were playing it to Thielen there to try to get a better angle to shoot toward goal or cross towards that back post. Now the ref will let them get under the way. Cross from Thielen comes in, and that goes over everyone. Hatters were charging a bit too much speed on that. Kamana sends it forward, but goalkeeper purposely nutmegs herself so she can waste a little time and go pick up the ball for a goal kick. Kamana had the initial header there, but she did have a couple hands on the back of the player in front of her, and I guess that's what was called there. I don't think she held her down because she didn't jump. The ball just looked like it missed, but still an infraction to have your hands on the opposing players, and UNF will have the free kick as a result. They're sending numbers forward. That ball is played low to the outside, maybe a cross coming now, but Washington kind of puts an end to that one, and she puts it off the Osprey player to give it back to Stetson. Stetson wanted to go quick, but the substitution will happen. Thelma Buadaughter comes on here. I believe that's her first action of the night. Peyton Massey will make way for her. Therian with trying to take it away here. And Therian called for the foul there.
Good work, Blue.
She was jockeying with Weiss there. Weiss went down. I'm not sure if Therian had much to do with her going down, but Therian did have her hands on her, and that makes it an easy call for the ref there. So UNF adds another free kick to their pile of them tonight. Now UNF will have a throw in deep in Hatter territory as they make a substitution. Check that. That was 19 Jones on that foul, not 14 Weiss. I was worried about the font of the numbers and how those 4s looked like 9s, and it finally caught up to me and caught me. That was Weiss, however, the actual 14 on the throw-in just now. But the Hatters have the throw now, so they'll put it back into play. Hatters trail by 2, 3-1. We have just over 12 minutes to go. Bit too much pace on that for Kamana to catch up. She got a touch to it in play, but couldn't turn it away from the sideline, and now UNF will restart with possession. Can't do anything with it on the Osprey side, and now Stetson will throw it back into play. Another foul call by our head official here. Wasn't particularly a lot in that foul, but he might just wanting to be keeping control over tempers out there. Frustrating game for the home team today. Doesn't want anything to happen, but that's a good ball played over the top, but a little too much on it, and Millian Cano falls on it and covers. She's had a busy first half, but this half it's been mostly trying to cover up through balls there. Ball just bouncing around the midfield now. Team's trying to put their mark on it as Camkin has one played over the top for her, and she's going to win the race there. Leah Alexander trying to keep her under control as the ball gets played out to Weiss. She plays it back to Daly. That was the Wall Raven who played it over the top, but she caught Camkin flat-footed.
Hold it.
Camkin running onto the back of Buadot here there. She got the forearm up to her and went in. He might not call that in the 7th minute, but here late in the 2-goal game, he'll call that just to keep tempers from flaring. Padilla might be able to make a chance here for the Hatters, but it squirts out wide. Padilla covers and grabs it, and she'll throw it in. She was going to throw it in quick, and there hesitated. Finally gives it to Washington. Washington with a turn and cross. But Millian Cano catches that one out of the air. Eyes locked on the ball, aware of her surroundings, and now she boots it upfield. Camkin and Alexander got a little tangled up there, but no foul called there. And eventually that bounces out for a Stetson throw. Clock ticking away on the far sideline as bit of tangling with Washington there, and she goes down. Ref says play. Therian with a turn, and she runs into a group of Ospreys there, and player goes down. Smith trying to play it forward over the top. This one's bouncing short of the goal box, though. Defender trying to cover. She eventually just opts for sending it to the bench. Kamana with a quick throw. Ball bouncing around there. Ospreys got it and send it forward. Ospreys getting time to develop attack here, but that through ball looks a little too far, and Brett Howard just shields it as it makes it all the way back to Grimmett. Grammett with a couple dribbles before she bounces in the air, came off the side of her foot there. You can tell by the spiral motion of the ball. Alexander kind of got a little pushed over there from behind with the delayed whistle. I was wondering if he was going to call Alexander for a handball where she had came down on the ball, but she draws the foul. That was on number 10, Sophie Hayag, as Grammett sends this ball forward. Buadaughter has chested it down. Brett Hauer plays it forward. Therian on a run, but she is taken off by Arve. That'll be a throw down there, a deep throw. That ball went just in front of that corner flag. Going behind it gives a corner kick. Ball thrown back into play. Went for Washington, but Meyer cleared out, but only as far as Buadaughter, who shields. Brett Hauer sends it in, but goalkeeper is on the spot for that one. Handlers weren't making a run there, so she just takes it down under control, boots it, and gets it across midfield there. Pair of legs went up. We'll see who he rules off of. Rules last touch by the Ospreys. And we have a pair of subs coming on.
Substitutions.
UNF 31.
For UNF.
Therian goes off. Struble re-enters. Hayag goes off for the Ospreys as Fekeny comes back on. 6 minutes to go. 3-1 game. Fekeny immediately called for the foul on Padilla. Padilla backing up, but she's called off it there. Thielen wants to send this one in the box, and she pounds this one forward. But the Hatters can't seem to get on the end of it. Thought I heard a whistle there. There's an Osprey defender down, but she's slowly back up to her feet. She's going to try to continue. I believe she got tangled into a mass of bodies there. Ball squirts all the way back for the keeper, who just boots it forward. Got a 2-goal lead. They can't score from the Stetson half. At least they're not likely to. 5.5 remain. 3-1 Ospreys here at the ATC in DeLand, Florida, on the campus of Stetson University. I'm Joseph Ashley. Happy you could join us here on Hatter Vision YouTube tonight. For the home side, Leah Alexander with the initial tally. That was in the first half. She was down there near the far corner flag on our broadcast. Sent a cross in, or what I thought was a cross, till it hit the back post and bounced in. But the next 3 goals have all come from the Ospreys out of North Florida.
Substitution.
The Ospreys make a sub.
For UNF. 5.
Clock stopped at 4:37 while the team leading makes a change with no subs. It'll start here on the goal kick. And it's back underway. Padilla kind of lowered her head there as the Ospreys player was kicking at it. Normally that's considered dangerous play and would get you a free kick, but when you lower your head, it's kind of a judgment call for the refs as Padilla is tackled there. And the clock will stop. And he's just trying to keep control over this situation here. Tempers clearly flaring on the Stetson half. They know they have not played their best football tonight. Soccer for the American viewers. He's just trying to keep tempers in check here for another 4 minutes, 13 seconds, making sure nobody does anything too rash. As this clock will remain stop on 4:13 until it's sent back into play. Thielen's ready to send it forward. She can't quite get it on post, and clearly frustration from the offensive players there as they can't quite get on to the end of that. Team's just not on the same page tonight for Stetson, and the scoreline shows it. But they can still take momentum out of the end of this. You play a good last 15 minutes, a good last 5 minutes, gives you something to carry forward as you continue. Hatter's not the only ones frustrated tonight, as the Hatter fans equally frustrated. 3.5 to go, 3-1 UNF lead. So they put this free kick back into play, sending fewer players forward necessarily for the offense, defending what they have, which is what you would expect for a strategy out this. Players on the pitch, though, I mean, if you manage to snag a goal with even 1 second left, you're going to take that goal. And that goes for either side here. Stetson may be able to make something happen here, but the ball just not cooperating with them tonight. UNF just maintaining possession down here on the Hatter side as they're working that final third of the field. Now they're just content to play it back. They send it towards keeper. Ramette, sure-handed as always, comes up with it. Gives it a dribble before booting it forward. Harvey trying to bring it under control, but it drops for Padilla, who goes wide with it. Deflection off the Ospreys there. As we know, I have another sub on here for Stetson. Washington comes off. I believe that's Georgia Place coming on for her.
Entering for your header, 13, Georgia Place.
120 seconds to go here at the ATC in this 2-goal game. UNF trying to see it out for their first conference win of the year. Stetson trying to see if they can do something about it, or at least change the scoreline here in the final couple minutes. Bit of a collision there, but both players look okay. Miscommunication from the Ospreys as Struble will run up there and make the keeper pick it up. Gets up there, bumps her just a bit, maybe said something to her about it. But we'll never know. She'll probably never tell anyone. And these players could be familiar with each other from the high school days and everything else, but we got a chance here until Kamana puts it back to Grimmett, who just pops it in the air as we're down to a minute. Harvey brings it under control briefly. Now Place trying to run onto it, but misplays it there as the Ospreys turn it forward again. Kamana trying to go over the top, successfully does so, but all the way back to Miliancano. Struble forcing the pickup again. So they look like they exchanged a bit of pleasantries there. Didn't look like any ill will between the Stetson forward and the UNF keeper. Very possible they know each other from playing days. That's a clock stoppage, and Struble made a mistake that's probably going to net her a yellow card here. At least a talking to. But Struble out of Estero, Florida, there's a good chance that she knows a lot of these UNF players, and just a frustrating 90 minutes here and 17 seconds until the visiting team can celebrate their first conference win of the 2022 season.
Way to pop, Lord!
Tough weekend for Stetson soccer here as the men's team lost yesterday by this same scoreline. Unless something happens here in the final few ticks of the clock, looks like the women will suffer the same fate. Leve trying to run this one down, but instead of grabbing it, Millian Cano just plays it out, and the North Florida faithful have let their sound be heard by the North Florida team as they celebrate tonight's 3-1 win. We'll give you a few stats here if computers will cooperate here for the final minute. For the visitors from North Florida first, 3 goals. Siasi, 87 minutes played, tallied one of the goals. Daly had the second, I believe, and then Fekini finished off the penalty kick for the Ospreys scoring. Over on the Stetson side, we have Leah Alexander with the first tally of the match. The assist there was given to Maggie Struble. For the teams, the Ospreys with 18 shots, 7 on goal. Is that defense of theirs clamped down, only allowing Stetson 2 shots? One of those obviously the goal, the only shot on goal for the night. As the Ospreys collect the win without making the save. Yellow cards were 2 for the Ospreys, 1 for Stetson. Corners were 7 for the Ospreys, 1 for Stetson. And the most important stat line, one that I've mentioned a few times tonight, your final score tonight, UNF 3, Stetson 1. We thank you for joining us on this Hatter Vision YouTube production. We hope to see you in the coming weeks. Our next home event scheduled, which should be on Hatter Vision Productions, but may actually end up on ESPN Plus, depending on circumstances. Stetson Volleyball, they host Florida Gulf Coast on Friday night. That'll start at 6 p.m. We hope to see you there. Coverage should begin around 5:45 with the video, then audio at 5:55. I'm Joseph Ashley. I thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you on the next Hatter Vision production. Thank you, and have a good night wherever you are.